All right, Shalom. This is Brother Gabar, the Lions Den Camp, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. First and foremost, before I hop into this lesson, I would like to give all praises to the Most High in their true Paleo Hebrew names and in the Paleo Hebrew tongue. So with that, I want to say Ka Halayim, Le Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Ha Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Double honors to my elder as well, Ahara One, Bon Yasharallah. And Shalom to you, brothers and sisters, pushing to keeping this truth and faith and the sincerity into the end, man. All right. So I had a completely different lesson planned to do, but through the Spirit, I feel like this is what the Lord wants to come from my mouth at this time. So I'm going to hop right into it. It's the book of Romans, chapter 8. I'm going to start at verse 3. It says, "For what the law could not do, in that it was weak through the flesh, Yahweh sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh," man. All right, so it says, for what the law could not do, and that it was weak through the flesh. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, we're not saved by the law, man. You know, we can't keep the law 100%. You know, in its captivity, in these fleshly bodies. You know, it is weak through the flesh, man. You know, but you know what I'm saying? The scripture do say the flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. You know? So it says, Yahweh sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, man. You know, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh sent Yahweh Shah down here a little lower than the angels, man, in these fleshly bodies, these sinful bodies. And the Lord still, there was still no guile found in the Lord's mouth. He was still without sin, being in these sinful fleshly bodies, man. You know, setting the example that the uh, flesh is weak, but the spirit is willing. So yeah, this flesh is weak, but if the spirit is willing, man, you can overcome this sinful flesh, man, just like the Lord Yahweh Shai did, you know, through faith. And it says, so like Yahweh sending his own Son in the likeness of sinful flesh, and for sin, condemned sin in the flesh, man. All right, and that's what Yahweh Shai did, man. He condemned sin in the flesh because he was down here in these sinful bodies, these fleshly bodies, man. You know, and was still found to be without sin. So he condemned sin in the flesh, man, because it can be done, man. You know, through faith, you know, and through fear of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And it says that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit, man. All right. So the righteousness of the law, you know, can be fulfilled within us, man, while we in these fleshly bodies. And like I said, you know, we can't keep the law 100%, you know, because it's a law about not wearing mixed fabrics and, you know, so on and so forth. You know, that's all you find in the stores are, you know, but we can keep the laws, you know, pertaining to our morality and our integrity, man. You know, we can keep those 100%, you know, as a moral compass, you know, something to you know, because those laws, it become our lifestyle, man. That's how we live, you know. But it says that the righteousness of the law might be fulfilled in us who walk not after the flesh, but after the spirit, man. All right, because if you walk in after the spirit and not the flesh, you know what I'm saying, it becomes easier, you know, to keep those laws, statutes, and commandments, you know, to live by them, you know, walking after the spirit, because this is something that's already ingrained in you. You know what I'm saying? The spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is just this wicked ass sinful flesh that gets in the way, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we are not to walk after the flesh, but after the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Walk after the spirit, man. You know, walk after Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, Yahweh Shai being that perfect example of walking after the spirit, after faith, you know, rather than the flesh. Verse 5, for they that are after the flesh do mind the things of the flesh, but they that are after the spirit, the things of the spirit. You know what I'm saying? That's plain and simple, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're in the flesh, you're going to mind those things of the flesh. You're going to do what the flesh want to do. If you're dwelling in the spirit, you know, and minding the spirit, man, you're going to consciously and willfully, you know, make those decisions and those choices in sincerity, you know, to do those things of the spirit, man, that are pleasing to the spirit, that are pleasing to the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And it says, for to be carnally minded is death, But to be spiritually minded is life and peace, man. To be carnally minded is to be, mindful of this flesh, mindful of this world, and indulge in those things. That's carnally to be carnally minded, man. All right, it says, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace, man. Spiritually minded, keeping your eyes single, focused, on who you are, man, who the Lord called you to be. Keeping your staying spiritually minded by, meditating, man, on the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Prayer, supplication, studying, reading, self-examination, self-correction, through the Spirit of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Those are all things, to do to keep you spiritually minded, man. All right, and so you can obtain that life and peace, ultimately salvation, man. Verse 7, because the carnal mind is enmity between Yahweh, for it is not subject to the law of Yahweh, neither indeed can be. All right, so the carnal mind, man, is enmity between you and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So anybody out there with a carnal mind and dwells in carnality, you know what I'm saying? There's enmity between you and the Father Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right, you gotta put off, this mortal flesh. You gotta put off carnality. You gotta, put off. You gotta put off fleshly deeds. And it says, so then they that are in the flesh cannot please Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. And we are to please the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Salakia rather than men. You know what I'm saying? But if you are in the flesh, if you are of a carnal mind, it is impossible for you to please the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because your deeds are going to do nothing but bring shame unto Yahweh Shah, man, who is the ultimate sacrifice for sin. You know what I'm saying? And verse 9, it says, but ye are not in the flesh, but in the spirit. If so be that the spirit of Yahweh dwell in you. Now, if any man have not the spirit of Yahushua, he is none of his, man. All right, so, man, that hopeful elect, those that sincerely striving for the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, you are called to be of the spirit, not of the flesh, man. Yeah, you may be tempted by the flesh, upon occasion. You know what I'm saying? Tried and tested, tempted. But ultimately, man, you are to be of the spirit, man. You are to choose the spirit, man, every time, ultimately choose the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, every time, man. Verse 10, and if Yahushua be in you, the body is dead because of sin, but the spirit is life because of righteousness, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, pertain unto that life, that righteousness that's within you. You know what I'm saying? Don't pertain unto this body, this dead thing. Verse 11, but if the spirit of him that raised up Yahushua from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up Yahushua from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his spirit that dwelleth in you, man. And that's the Lord quickening these mortal bodies, man, purging these mortal bodies, And if that spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, truly dwells in you, man, he is going to quicken your mortal body. He is going to purge your mortal body of all those imperfections and undesirable qualities, man, that resides in these mortal, fleshly, sinful bodies, man. He is going to quicken and purge your mortal body, man. You're going to see it. You're going to feel it. You know what I'm saying? Them things that you prayed for and asked that the Lord rid you of and take from you, man, because you don't want to dwell like that. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to do those things. So them things that the Lord, through the flesh, them things that you prayed and asked the Lord for, man, he'll quicken your body, man. He'll purge your body of those things, man, so you can be a better servant for him. And that quickening, that purging, that's not for anyone else to see, man. That's between you and the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. And you gonna take those steps, to aid in that quickening and purging of these mortal bodies, man. You're gonna take the steps in aiding in that process. You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, to please the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, because you want to be found worthy. You don't want to be found as a 2/3. You don't want to be found as amongst the wicked. You know what I'm saying? That the fear of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to drive you to move in that manner, to drive you to move in the spirit rather than the flesh, you know, to be spiritually minded rather than carnally minded, man. Verse 12, it says, therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. All right, so it says, therefore, brethren, we are debtors, right? Because, man, the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, then swooped down and freed you. He has ridded you, of things that you, man, prayed and asked and, and commune with the Lord. You have prayed and asked for him to rid you of those things, to take those things from you, to purge those things up out of you, to quicken those things up out of you, man. And he has done it. So now we are debtors to the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. We owe him. We owe him our lives. Because he dealt with us so, man. He had mercy and grace upon us. He gave us mercy and grace when what we deserved was wrath and judgment. So we are indebted to the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. So we should move in that manner, man. When you indebted to somebody, you know what I'm saying? You gonna move, and you owe that person, and in this case that being, man. You gonna move in that manner, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I owe the Lord these 3 lessons. You know what I'm saying? I owe the Lord these, you know what I'm saying, my weekly lessons. I owe the Lord this study time. I owe the Lord this self-examination, this self-correction, this self-purging. I owe the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua this. You know what I'm saying? We are indebted to the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, Salakia, man. And it says, therefore, brethren, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh, man. We're not indebted to this flesh to live after the flesh, but we are rather indebted to the spirit, man. That spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, to live after the spirit, man. And it says, for if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. All right? Because if you continue to live after the flesh, you continue to, be carnally minded, man, you're going to die. The Lord going to judge you. But if you through the spirit of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live, man. You know what I'm saying? That's self-examination. That's self-correction. You know what I'm saying? That's self-purging. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's prayer. That's supplication. That's reading. That's studying. That's self-examination. That's doing the work, man. Mortifying the deeds of the body. It says, ye shall live, and that's the whole goal, man, of this ministry, of this thing of ours, is to obtain salvation, life. All right, and it says, verse 14, I'll end it with this: for as many as are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, let that be your measuring stick. Are you being led by the Spirit? Are you being led by the flesh? But ultimately, man, you want to be, you know what I'm saying? You want to be called a son of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? You want to hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. You don't want to hear, depart from me, I never knew you. You don't want the Lord's judgment, his wrath. You want his grace, you want his mercy, man. You want that crown of life. And Khan, I pray and hope that was edifying and are encouraging. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.